Hi friends, happy October. I'm Jody, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I'm Jody, welcome to my channel. So today we are gonna do a part 2 to the opening up some friend mail from my friend Tresa because she sent so many beautiful things. And as a reminder, I'm using a lot of these beads too to give away 3 prizes once we hit 1,000 people. 1,000 subscribers. So keep that in mind when you're like trying to send stuff to friends, like, hey, you want to see this? You know, I think you could do this. I know there's a lot of people who don't make jewelry, but there are other things I end up doing. So if you see, like when I made the little pumpkin cheesecake bites, if you have a friend that likes to make treats, that's a good one for her or him. So just, you know, think about that. And if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe, because anyone who is subscribed to the channel at that time and comments on the video that I'm going to be putting up once we hit 1,000 will be entered in a drawing to get one of 3 prizes of beads. So gemstones, check glass, you name it. I'm going to throw some stuff in from my stash. And speaking of which, I'm going to do a little destashing this weekend, and I'm going to be putting together just a handful of some curated bundles of fall goodies. So if anyone wants to get on that, it's going to be on my jewelry page. That is in the description. It's my jewelry Facebook page. So if you haven't done that already, go over to that. Make sure you follow it and be on there, because that's where you're going to find them if you're interested in purchasing one of my little curated sets I'm going to be making. All right, you guys, so enough of that. Let's open up some of these beautiful gems that Tresa sent me. I'll be right back. Okay, everyone, I'm back. And if you haven't seen the first video, I posted it last week. Go back and check that out. She sent me a huge box full, just chocked full of stuff. So I grabbed this bag, and it has so much in here. So let's take a look at this. Whoop, got caught on my nail. Okay, so this is Indian Unakite. Oh, these are really pretty little rectangles. Those are gorgeous. Oh my goodness. Those are really, really pretty. I'm gonna try to keep this all together. Oh, I went down to reach in the bag, but I forgot I had this bag up here. And then here we go. You guys, I'm still not great with bead names. So if you know exactly what this one is, let me know. It's gorgeous. I'm thinking it's some kind of agate. But it's absolutely beautiful. The yellows and the golds in this is so pretty. We're also going to, when I'm done here, I'm going to pick some stuff from this box and make something from it. So we will definitely do that. Or I might go through, I still have beads from her previous bunch of beads that she had sent me, and I think I have an idea with something in there. All right, so here's some more beautiful beads. Now these are all different sized and shaped nuggets, and I do believe this is also some kind of agate, but it's a really beautiful pale green color. It's absolutely gorgeous, and I know, look how pretty this looks together. Even just all of these together, the Unakite, everything. Look at this. It's like perfectly curated. Look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? Okay, then we have some really pretty red, and I think this is a jasper. Ooh, this is pretty. I love chip beads. I know I've said that before, but you guys, chip beads are so much fun to use in jewelry. All the different shapes, all the different ways the holes are drilled through them. They're just fantastic to use. And I've used them as spacers. I've used them as like the whole piece. I've done all kinds of things with them. And it looks like we have some more Unakite here, but these are some faceted rounds. Having a hard time opening bags today. Oh, they're not faceted rounds. They're like little mini nuggets. from the inside the bag. I don't have my glasses on. Inside the bag, they look like faceted rounds, but they're little like mini nuggets. Really cute. Wow, those are really pretty. I like those. Little baby nuggets. And then it looks like we have some tiger eye here. Some little rounds, like 4mm. Now these are faceted. Little 4mm faceted rounds. These are so pretty. I love tiger eye. It's so cool. And I have like a bunch that she had sent me and like graduated sizes. And I keep wanting to do just like a graduated tiger eye necklace and just like have all of it be tiger eye. I'm really wanting to do that, and I may end up doing that soon. Okay, and this, it's probably either magnesite or howlite. Beautiful. This stuff is so great. Getting magnesite that's dyed or howlite that's dyed to look like turquoise is so wonderful, you guys. You get that turquoise look without that ridiculously huge turquoise dollar amount that goes with it. It's always nice to have, you know, many options in your stash, you know, and this is one that I love to keep in my stash. You never know when you want like a good like turquoise like nugget, and these are beautiful. These make the most gorgeous bracelets, especially if you team it up maybe with some red or orange spacers or even yellow spacer beads. Oh, it just looks so pretty. So these are gorgeous. Teresa, you have really outdone yourself, girl. This is like so much stuff. And then we have some beautiful, look at this strand. This is one strand of tiger eye chips. This is so pretty. It kind of reminds me of like when I look at it like this, it's like wood chips in a way. It looks very just super natural, very organic. Just absolutely beautiful. And all these, look at how nice all of this even looks together. Okay, and then we have some, they're like a coin, but they're like a puffed coin that's like a nugget. And I do believe these are a kind of jasper, if I'm correct. But these are really, really pretty too. Hold on one second, I gotta get the door. All right, it was Lucy, she wanted in. So, all right, here we go. We have some Red Agate chips. These came from Fire Mountain Gems at one point. So here are some more beautiful chips and that beautiful red agate. I love the different colors and tones you get with these. So pretty. And then we have some really nice focals. So here's a beautiful green focal, and I'm not sure what stone that is, but it's beautiful. This one is so cool. Look at this one, you guys. I love the striations in it. And then here's another one that's like lighter green, but with a really like almost clear side. So you get like the green and then like this clear side on that. So there's one bag. I want to go through a little bit more. So hold on one second. I'm going to push this aside and grab another one out. Okay, look at this ginormous Ziploc bag of these. I believe Amazonite. Look at how pretty that is. Oh my gosh, you guys. I want to make a big chunky bracelet out of this. There's so much. Look at how pretty that is. Oh my gosh. Teresa, girl, you are something. Thank you so much again. And I don't know, over and over, all I can say is thank you, because this is just overwhelming. Looks like we have a couple of stragglers here, so I'll just pull them out. Got some really pretty shell beads. Whoops. Some shell chip beads. These are so gorgeous. These look good. Like, let's grab, look at this. Look at that together. How pretty is that? Just super, super duper natural looking. Look at it with the unakite. This looks very neutral. Like you could wear that with anything. And you have so much different texture and shapes here that it would just make such an interesting piece. Very, very lovely. That is just beautiful. I love shell beads too. You know, and honestly, like as much as I love pearls, I usually buy the shell pearls because they're less expensive and they are beautiful. All right, so here we have, I can never pronounce this one. It's Chalcedony. I can never, no matter how many times I've heard someone say it, I can never pronounce it. And look at these, you guys. There's some big chunks in there too. So we have all these irregular shaped beads, and these are so pretty. You have the strand of these nuggets, the smaller size nuggets, and then I think I want to make a necklace out of this. And then look at these giant nuggets. Like how fun would that be to do like a graduated, just very nuggety necklace? I might just do that. All right, and I got 2 more little bags that we're gonna open, and then we're gonna save some more for another time. You guys, I could do this for like an entire month and probably not get through everything. All right, so now we have some quartz. So here's 2 big strands of these quartz chips. Look at the gold in here. This is so cool. Wow. Oh, look at how long this one is. I like this, how big that one is. Oh, these are beautiful. And then we have some quartz pendants, or these would actually make really cool earrings. Yeah, those would make really cool earrings. So we have some beautiful quartz there. This on its own is like perfect. You don't need to add anything to it. It's just beautiful. And then our last bag that we're going to open today has black agate. Oh my goodness. Look at these. I have never seen black agate. Oh wow. You guys, this is beautiful. Oh my gosh. So beautiful. Wow, I have like no words. This is amazing. Tresa, this is so amazing. And you guys, we still have, I'm not even halfway down the box. I'm like a third of the way through the box. So that just goes to tell you that there's so much more to come. All right, you guys, I am going to put this away. I'm going to put it in a little tray that we know that we've already went through these, so I don't do them again. And then I think I'm going to go ahead and make something. But I keep going back to the stuff that she sent me before because I've been dying to get in there. So I'm going to actually get in there and I'm going to find something. And I want something really chunky and just super unique. And I think I want to do like a bracelet and necklace, just chunky jewelry. All right, you guys, I'll be back in a minute. Okay, guys, so I went through the first stuff that Tresa sent me, her big, lovely gift. And we're going to use some of this red agate. Actually, we're probably going to use all of it. We're going to make a big chunky necklace and a chunky bracelet. So I want to kind of find like the biggest pieces because I want those kind of front and center. Like this one is a very good like center one because the way it's drilled here. So it'll hang like really, really cool. And then I'm just kind of wanting to maybe not matchy them up, but kind of like get them kind of similar shapes in a way, or at least similar sizes, and to build this necklace. We know we want the biggest ones up front. And we are just going to kind of go from there. So this is what the front of the necklace should look like to me. And we can fill in the rest and do a bracelet with what we have left over. But I also have, these beautiful, they're like a fire polished green check glass cubes that I got from Beadbox Bargains quite a while back. So we're going to use some of those. I thought it'd be really pretty to bring that in. It's green, but it shines kind of purpley. We have some of these wavy chip spacers. And I have some, we're using antique copper findings, like spacers and stuff like that. So this is what we have, and I think this is going to look really pretty. So let me get my glasses on so I can actually see what I'm doing. And the necklace is going to be, I haven't decided if I want to use a chain with it, which I might, because I know like too many stones could be really heavy on your neck, especially ones this size. I thought about using some silver silk, but I think I really want to go with chain because I think like that chunkier feeling. I have some chunky antique bronze or antique copper chain that we can use. So I'm just going to measure what I need for the front part of the necklace, and I'll let you know how much I ended up with because I really want all the beads front and center. If I can find my cutters. Where are my cutters? Here we go. All right, so we have that. I'm just going to set this wire aside for a minute because we'll cut a piece for our bracelet in a little while. I do have enough of the findings, except for those, for our bracelet. I need 2 more of these. And we're going to use the clamshells. I don't yet have the antique copper French wire, but Amazon told me today that it is on its way, so it should be here soon. So let's go ahead and start making this part here, and then when I pause, I'll go grab a couple options for chain, and we'll see what we think we like the best. Oh, this one's got something stuck in it. Oh, there it goes. Like a tiny little seed beater spacer or something. Probably from when it was, when it was like strung before, where they string stuff in the middle of it. Whatever I just said, it did not make any sense at all. It's only Tuesday, and I'm already losing it. There we go. Okay. All right. So we got that. All right. And let's start by putting this really big, beautiful, chunky girl on here. She is like amazing. Yeah, she's amazing. All right. And then I would really like to see some space in between some of these. And we got a little, sorry, I'm like a squirrel. Had a little different bead in there. This one's different too. I don't know what's going on. All right. So we are going to do one of our little spacers, our little copper spacers. I do want this green right here in the front. So we're going to do one of those. And we're going to do another little copper spacer. Okay. Making sure you guys can see. Sorry if you couldn't. All right, so that's one side. And then we're going to go right into our next bead. Just like that. And do the same thing on this side. All right. And then we're going to string this beautiful bead on. All right, so while I'm doing this, I was thinking today, I need to know how many of you ladies out there who are in the prime of your life, you know what I mean when I'm saying that. I'm curious, how many pairs of tweezers do you own and where are they located? I'll tell you, I own 4 pairs of tweezers, and this is where they're located. My bathroom, car, work, main bathroom. And yes, I do have that many. And you know why? Because I have reached the point in my life where I am growing random hairs on my face or on my neck that just seem to like come out of nowhere. I don't know where they came from. I don't know how they got there because they weren't there the day before. And I have to get rid of it immediately when I feel it. And you only ever really feel them when you're in the car or at work or whatever. I mean, it's like, it's unbelievable. I don't know where they come from. I'm not a big fan of this. We're not going to do that. You know what, actually what I might do? I like this, but I don't, because I kind of want them closer together. Okay, so let me rethink this. So please tell me like how many pairs of tweezers you own and where are they all? Because I want to know that I am not the only one who has this going on, because it's unreal. And then I'm thinking, should I see how much electrolysis is? Will that really even help? How many times do I have to go back? I'm like, just, it's so unreal. Anyway, that's my thing. All right, so I like just the green by itself there. Yeah, because they're getting closer together, but they're not rubbing against each other, and I like that a lot. That looks really pretty, instead of having too much of a gap. I always, you know, I end up bringing out stuff that I don't need, and then I'm always looking for stuff that I do need. So it's just a no-win situation. All right, so I think I want to keep going with the green. Like, I don't know if I want to use those wavy spacers at all. Maybe, I really do like the green with it. Oh yeah, I like the green with it. I definitely staying with that. All right, so then let's put this one on. It's about the same size. So if you have a bunch of big chunky nuggets that you're not really sure what you want to do with it, this is what it's calling for you. It's saying, I want you to make a chunky necklace and a chunky bracelet. That's what it's saying to you. Okay, so this shape is not going to work for me because it's not going to lay the way I want it to lay. So we're going to put that one back, and we'll do this one. And then oh yeah, and we even have room for a couple more beads, so we will find another size smaller and put that on there. This is going to be cool. All right, so that's what it's looking like so far, and I think that's going to be gorgeous. All right, so let's find a couple on the smaller side. Just want to make sure they're kind of going in the right direction, the hole. Okay, those two are good. Ooh, what about this one and this one? Yeah, I like those. Kind of want a couple little lighter ones in there. Maybe I should do this one. Some of these are just so darn pretty. How about we do that? Okay. So pretty. I think I'd also like to know, how many chapsticks do you have? Are you a chapstick addict? If so, raise your hand, because I know that I cannot live without my chapstick, and I have it everywhere. I have a living room chapstick. I have a kitchen junk drawer chapstick. I have card chapstick, which I make sure I don't do in the summer, because we know what happens to card chapstick in the summer. And I have a few at work, and I keep like at a minimum 3 in my purse at all times. All right, so we have a little bit of a dilemma. I want to make sure these are even. So I'm gonna find another one that's a little bit chunkier that we can put there, because I want them to be ending close to the same spot. Otherwise my middle one will not lay correctly. And I think I found a winner. Yes, I think I found a winner. Okay, let's end it with one of these cubes. And let's close this one off. Maybe we'll do a chunky pair of earrings too. Just one like really cool little dangle like from it. Yeah, that's gonna be perfect. All right, awesome. Okay guys, so this is what we have. Oh, I didn't need these. I am like so goofy. All right, so there's, I never did get to the video yet, but I'm going to show you another way to crimp. I know that there was some, there's people out there who are having a hard time with crimping, and I get it. I totally get it. I still have a hard time with crimping sometimes. I mean, it's just, it is what it is. Like, crimping is not always super easy, you know? And just when you think you got it down, well, you get a bad crimp or whatever, and it's very frustrating. So one of the things that I would do all the time, and I still do occasionally, is I use these clamshell connectors. And I know you guys have seen me use them before. The ones I like have the completed loop at the top. Don't get the ones that you have to fold over. I don't trust them as far as I could throw them. And so put your bead, string, and wire through the bottom hole. You're going to want to put a crimp bead or crimp tube, whatever you're using, on your wire. Get it close to the end. Hold on, I want to make sure I'm even here. Okay, we want to bring that one down just a little bit because we're going to cut some of this off to make it even. All right, so bring that down here. So after your clam is on there, your clamshell, then put your crimp bead on. And you're not going to actually use the crimping pliers to crimp it. You're just going to flatten it. And flatten it really, really good. Like, get in there and squish it a few times, okay? And then pull on it, tug on it hard, make sure it's not going anywhere. You can bring your clamshell up, rest that crimp tube or bead right inside the little clam itself. Trim off what you don't need. I leave just a teeny tiny bit of wire at the top, like almost like if you just put your thumbnail over your crimp and just trimmed off the remainder of that wire. And then we're just going to close this slowly with our fingers, just nice and gently, until they're closed and they meet. Then you can go back in with your pliers and just squeeze it again until it's closed all the way. Don't push too hard on the little bubble itself because you'll dent it, and then you'll end up having to like trim it off because these are a real pain in the butt to get off once you get them on. So there's the one side, and then you don't have to worry about having any wire to tuck into any beads or anything like that. And it does finish off the piece really nice. So that is definitely an option for you. It works really, really well, and it's super easy to do. All right, so the next one we're gonna do is we're gonna drop it all the way down on this side because we don't want any wire showing. So just dropped it all the way down, just like that. And then we're gonna take our crimp bead and put it in there. We're gonna drop it all the way down into the clam shell. And now this is where it gets a little bit trickier because now you're gonna have to stick your pliers inside the clam shell, and you're going to want to squish that down. And it's going to take a couple little breathers here to get in there and just squish it down because you're just going to be using the tip of your pliers to get in there. And just squish it. If you have to turn it to the other side to get to the other side, you can do that too. And then while you have it, just pull on it and test it to make sure that it's not going anywhere. And if it doesn't move, then you're good to go. Trim off some of your wire. Remember, just leave a tiny little bit, and then we'll save this piece because it'll be for something later probably. So, and then we can close up our clam just like that. Then once we have it closed with our fingers, just press it down. Okay, and then it's closed all the way. And that looks pretty. All right, you guys, I'm gonna get some chain. I'll be right back. Okay, guys, so I didn't have any antique copper, but I do have antique bronze. And I'm like, this is kind of cool because then this could also be like the other end. And we're gonna mix it up a little bit. So this could be the other end, and you can shorten it if you want to by just putting it on other links. So I think that's gonna be like a good plan for us. So let me get a couple jump rings because we're gonna need a few. We're gonna need a couple smaller ones. for down below. All right, and then we're going to need, it's a little bit bigger for the clasp. So there we go. Okay, so let's get this chain on here, shall we? When I saw this, I'm like, you know, it may not be a perfect match for everything, but I think it's going to be great. And, you know, there's something cool about mixing up metals a little bit too anyway. And like I said, you can adjust it to, you know, make your necklace shorter, or you can wear it longer. So I think that'll be really, really cool to do. All right, so let's put this side in. Whoop. And I'm just using a jump ring to connect the two together. Oh my goodness, you guys. Why am I not able to hang on to such a large bead? Okay, there we go. I'm seeing this with a really pretty, like toasty, fuzzy sweater, and it would look so pretty with that. I might even shorten the chain a little bit. Let me get this side on and see, because if so, then I'll use a chunk of it for the bracelet too. Oh, I forgot to connect the other side. Oh my gosh, you guys. Are you yelling at me? So this is from Tresa's stash. She sent me, I think it was closer to the beginning of the year, or like right around beginning of summertime. She had sent me a ton of beads, and I'm still working through them. I haven't used them all yet. Nope, I'm not going to shorten it because I think I like where it sits at its longest length, and I could always shorten it any other time, like using the clasp. So we're not going to do that. All right, we got our clasp on, and see, we'll be able to use it. If I want it to be here, I could put it there, be right at the top. But here's our pretty necklace, our pretty chunky necklace. And now let's make our chunky bracelet to go with it. And I think I'm gonna refrain from doing the earrings. I think I'm gonna just do these, and then maybe, I have earrings that would match it, so I'm not too worried about that. But all right, so now we have this. Let's go ahead and get some more bead stringing wire. I didn't even measure to tell you how much I used, did I? You guys, I am a space cadet today. I can't even understand. All right, so my finished beaded ended up being 11.5 inches, okay, for the bottom part of the necklace. And my total length for the necklace is about 25 inches. So that'll give you an idea of how much material I used. So I can put that aside, and then I'm going to cut off some bead stringing wire for our bracelet, and I will actually measure it first to let you know how much I cut off. I always cut off, well, most of the time I cut off way more than what I need, but I've had so many times where I didn't cut off enough, and it was really not good. You find yourself scrambling to fix it. All right, so I cut off 11.25 inches of bead stringing wire, and we are just going to go ahead and finish off the one end right away, because we know we're just going to string these nuggets right on. And I kind of want to do the bracelet a little different. Like, I don't want to do the green. I think I want to do these like wavy spacers. So we're going to do that. And I'm just scooting my crimp bead up. I'm doing it a little bit differently since I'm starting out with a crimp bead. Just scooting it up towards the end of my string, leaving about a thumbnail worth of string at the end. Pulling on it, making sure it's not going anywhere. put that clamshell connector up there and just slowly close it, and then close it the rest of the way so it's nice and firm, ready to be beaded. All right, but what we will do is we'll put a green one right here at the end. Okay, that way we're still bringing that green in here. Now I am looking for just beads that are like unique to look at. That one's not going to be the right way. There's one. And now, mind you, you do want to use spacers, especially with like beads the size going on your wrist, because they tend to take up like a lot more surface area space. So yeah, it's a little bit different. All right, so let's go ahead and start beading some of these on. I just want to maybe find a couple smallish ones. It's not going to be, that one's good. Okay, let's go with this one right down here at the end. And then we're going to do our wavy spacers, and we're going to do them back to back so they're kind of raised. And then we can just start putting on our big juicy beads. And this way, this will kind of give you like a different look. You can see what it looks like with the spacers, the green check glass spacers, and then you can see what it looks like with these wavy spacers. It kind of gives you an idea of like style and how it changes, like how the look is like a totally different look from one piece to the other, but yet still looking good together. Get some of these strung on here. I hear Cheeto meowing. He's wanting attention from somebody out there, and somebody's not giving him attention. Let's see if this one will work out. It's kind of drilled on the bottom here. Let's see where we're at anyway. Kind of want to see. Okay, yeah, we still have a lot to go. We're gonna skip this one. If I wasn't using those flat wavy spacers, it would have been just fine. But because I'm using those, it's a little bit, it would look a little bit weird because of the way it was spaced. So I'm just kind of being mindful of that. And I'm just mixing these up, darker with lighter, and just letting it be very natural and organic. And let's test our size. Oh yeah, we still have a couple more we can do. All right, good deal. So let's put our spacers on. And let's find a couple more little ones here. This one looks like it'd be good. Okay, now we're getting much, much closer. And kind of want like, this one's kind of cool, and it's like purplish looking. How about this one? Gotta do it the other way though, I think. Let me see. Nope, that one's not gonna work out for me. Almost, but not really. Okay, so let's try this one. Nope. I'm being really picky about my nuggets, you guys. I'm being super picky about my nugget. Okay, I think maybe we found a winner. All right, so now let's try it on. Okay, so now it's gonna be a little bit big because of the clasp and stuff, but that's okay. We want it to move around a little bit. So I think that's gonna be good. Unless maybe if I can find another one that can swap out, maybe a little bit shorter. No, they're all about the same there, aren't they? That's okay. It can be a little bit loose on me. I don't mind that. I don't mind that at all. All right. So then just like the necklace, we're going to drop this clamshell connector on to our little spacer bead there at the end. Put our crimp right inside that clamshell. I'm going to dive right into that clamshell with our pliers. And we're going to squeeze that crimp bead. And just give it a really good squeeze. All right, and then let's get that centered in there. And we can close up our clamshell. Oh, I'm gonna cut off some of the string. I almost forgot. There we go. Save that piece for later too. All right, so now we can just close that up. And then let's finish closing it with our pliers. Perfect, 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 perfect. Need a couple more small jump rings here. I'll need a small one and like a larger one. So let's use that one. This one was already open for me, so it's like, pick me. All right, let's just put that right through our clamshell hole there. Close it up. Just like that. And then we have our larger one. For the other end. That worked out really, really nice. Okay, so now here is our bracelet. And again, because we're using large beads, it looks like a really large diameter bracelet, and it kind of is, but these big chunky beads take up a lot of room. So I'll try it all on for you, and you'll see this is going to be a little bit big, but it's okay. I don't mind it being a little bit big. And we'll try the necklace on too. I'll be right back. Okay everyone, here's our very chunky necklace. I love the way that turned out. I'll get closer to you so you can see it. And it's laying at a good length. And this is where I have it on the very last link of the chain. So the one where you're not giving any more space, but you can definitely pull it up and make it shorter, and it looks really cute as like a collarbone necklace, like a collar necklace, or even like a little bit shorter as like a choker. It would be really cute too. And then here is our bracelet, and it is a little loose, but that's okay. A lot of times I wear my bracelets over top of my watch like this, and so it's not going to go anywhere, but that's usually the most comfortable place for me to have it on, especially if I'm at work, because this is my mouse hand. So you see the one I'm wearing today, I wore to work today, is kind of flat, so it didn't bother me as much. But the ones that are chunky like this definitely needs to be, worn like this for me. The way that you could save some room is use a smaller clasp. Maybe I shouldn't have used the check glass beads at the end, because I was using clamshell connectors and they take up a little bit more room. So there's a few things that you can do to play with the size of something if you are not finding the correct length of beads that you need. You can change up, like I said, change up the size of your clasp. Maybe don't use little end beads like I did, but that's what we do, right? We learn by every piece we make. So I hope you guys enjoyed this one. I really enjoyed going through some of the stash from Tresa. Thank you again so much, Tresa. And I know all of our friends are gonna just love to see what you have left in there. And 3 lucky winners will love to get some of these wonderful pieces. So I love you all so much, and I want you to have a great evening. I'm gonna de-makeup and get some pajamas on and relax the rest of the night. Sending you guys all my love and all my prayers to all of you who are affected by this tragic hurricane that went through. I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye.